far as grains go, we're going to start out with wheat. Of course, all the excitement here over the weekend with Egypt buying about 3 cargoes of wheat, one of those from the U.S. Throughout this morning during the trading session, Iraq purchased about 6 cargoes of wheat, one of those from the U.S. So we got some focus still on all these other Middle Eastern countries are still in their panic buying phase of wheat procurement. In addition, we've got some questions about how much winter kill may have or have not happened over the past week. So still some questions as far as that goes too. One thing, when we watch wheat exports, we always compare it against a 5-year average. It's always too hard to make comparisons against last year because things are always so jerky from week to week. But just keep in mind, USDA's goal is to export 28% over the 5-year average, and a year to date, we're at that 28% exactly. It ought to be kind of interesting to see, well, what's the recent 4 weeks? And we have a nice little spreadsheet. We always kind of watch what the recent pace has been. So pretty much this does include all the panic buying we've seen in recent weeks based on all the riots and things like that. So we're at USDA's hopes right now with this 28%, but in recent weeks running 65% over the 5-year average. So our recent pace is certainly doing great, and that's the only reason why ourselves and the other guys will be also upping export estimates for Wednesday's report. As far as that report goes, we're not going to go into numbers too much here, but just simply point out that over the big picture here, if you add up all the stocks here, corn, soybeans, and wheat, the general trend is still continuing of lower tightened supplies. It's going to these are going to be single digits is what the average trade guess says for the decline coming Wednesday, but the simple point is for right now, things should be tightening up a little bit here on Wednesday's report. Now, one thing I want to keep in mind here for our customers and our mindset is these guys are already looking ahead for the next 2 months. These guys right now are currently going to crop insurance meetings, talk about those type of plans. They're also working on planning decisions and acreage and things like that here. A couple of charts here with this type of mindset up ahead. Number one, this morning, U.S. Cotton Council came out with their estimate. Actually, this was a meeting of cotton producers, and they had to do a little survey in the meeting. They suggested plantings would be up 1.5 million acres. The trade is talking maybe up to 12, maybe at 1 to 1.2 before. So it looks like cotton's still going to be very actively planted. Keep in mind, as far as the crops go in the U.S., cotton is one of the earlier planted ones. It starts in March and actually about half done by the first week of April. So we've got this up ahead. We've got the acreage argument up ahead here. One kind of interesting to look at here as far as this acreage argument. So not only are these guys going to be talking about crop insurance, planning decisions, but we're also going to hear our producer clients start to talk about, well, are we going to be able to get anything in the ground right now? Here's a snow cover, but this is in water equivalents. In other words, how many inches of water are on top of the ground right now here. Went over the past 2 previous years as well as this one. Just want to point out, here's the blue area here, maybe 2 to 3 inches is what the blue area represents, and then the pink is a stepped up area here. So for 2009, very clear type of conditions at this time of year. This is February 7th here. Last year, certainly more extended here, some more bluish areas, but not a whole lot of pink coverage. And keep in mind the pink, you're looking at this 5 to 10 inches of water equivalent. Now here's this year with all the water, and you can see that pink area has certainly expanded quite a bit. So keep in mind, as far as our guys, we're going to have a lot of guys that, especially in northern areas, talking about, well, can I even get this stuff planted? This makes that acreage argument and the need to plant that corn even more concerning. As we talked about at the conference, you got to have at least 2 million extra acres going to corn in order to keep stocks at this tight level. If we don't get those extra 2 million acres, then we're going to drop in stocks for new crop. Now, what if we can't get this planted? What if we can't get these northern areas planted with corn in time? Then we'll certainly be happy to switch to beans, and that's going to be a little tough situation for us. So as far as all the acreage type of things lined up, we still have some ideas that it's going to be tight. We need those corn acres, and for right now, there's a few things trying to argue against that, against us getting them here. As far as recommendations on fertilizer, we have had some guys ask about this in the past couple days here. For fertilizer, just want to point out, I've got 2 different things on this chart here. Number one, these dashed lines, these are fertilizer prices, and the circles right here, these are natural gas prices. And up until 2007, clear relationship, because natural gas is about 70% of the cost of making fertilizer here. And kind of point out, even though natural gas has fallen easily over half the levels, you haven't seen this similar type of drop in fertilizer. For instance, you had 4-cent natural gas in previous years. That meant $300 in hydrous. In this case, as you noted on this chart, and Ryan was helpful enough to give me these numbers here, current prices are $600. So the same price natural gas used to be $300, now it's doubled, $600. So just want to point out, as far as this goes, this competition, this need to get corn acres, those type of things, that's what's being priced in this fertilizer market, and that's what we got to watch as well. As far as producers, we'd still tell these guys get everything locked up that they can right now, and not screw around, wait until the last minute to get this price.